This is E.A.T.S. Tim Giorsa right here with Eric and Brian. Eric and Tim Sports. Eat it, hear it, live it. Boys, good to be back again. Good to see you guys.
Good to be back.
So we're just going ahead and jump right into it since we got some good stuff to cover. NBA draft we just had. Let's break down some of the picks. What do you say?
Let's break it down.
All right. So number one pick was no surprise to anybody. I think we knew going in who was going to get selected. And that was Karl Anthony Towns, the center out of Kentucky.
Yep.
What do you guys think of that pick? Any surprise there?
I mean, Minnesota, they're solid for the next couple of years with Anthony Towns in the paint and Andrew Wiggins on the side. I mean, Zach LaVine's going to do well also. And Ricky Rubio, I think they're going to be set for a good amount of years. I mean, they're all pretty young.
Who's really the point guard there? I mean,
Ricky Rubio. He's only 24.
Well,
he's got a lot of life left in him.
I mean, it's true. Wiggins is a scorer. I feel like Anthony Towns is a good outlet passer, so they'll be able to run a couple fast breaks. So I think that's going to be really solid for the Minnesota Timberwolves for the next couple of years.
That's crazy how they've turned things around so quickly. They went from having not really anyone like Rubio being injured a couple years in a row with those ACL injuries. Yeah. They lose Kevin Love. Yeah. So you think, two Wolves down in the dumps.
And that ended up being probably their best management move probably for the last 20 years. Just because getting rid of Kevin Love got them Andrew Wiggins. And Kevin Love would have left anyway. And, I mean, they could have a cornerstone piece of that organization for a decade because of that one move. So, I mean...
Things are looking up. Things have turned around quickly.
And I mean, Minnesota has built throughout the draft. They built their team throughout the draft, so they're kind of showing teams that it's possible.
You can do it right. You don't need to buy it.
Exactly, you can do it. So
or you don't need to be like the Sixers and tank for consecutive years.
Consecutive, and then trade away your team and then tank again.
Because at least the T-Wolves are trying to get better.
Yeah, no, I think
I don't know what the Sixers are doing.
Yeah,
but
I think they make the playoffs in the next couple of years. Not next year, but in 2-3 years, I think they'll make the playoffs.
It's tough though. The West is tough.
It is tough.
The West is tough.
I could see them knocking somebody out though.
I think they'll trade Rubio. Just my opinion.
Think so?
Because I think they like Zach LaVine. I think they think he's the future point guard. Okay. He got to play a good amount last year with Rubio injured, and
Rubio's always injured.
Injured.
Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
And Rubio's never really improved his shooting either.
That's a problem.
No, I hate point guards that can't shoot. Like Rondo. It maddens me that he shoots like 35% from both the field and like free throw.
Like, he's a terrible free throw shooter.
It's ridiculous.
No excuses there.
Yeah, we'll see what the Timberwolves do, but I think that's a good pick with Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah. Moving on to my favorite pick of the draft.
Oh yeah, we have our
Lakers
Laker fan
at number 2.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Well, I mean, seeing Okafor's video, I'm glad that they kind of passed up on him. I know. It also shows me that they have a decent chance to pick up one of the big men in free agency. I'm excited to have a potential superstar on our team, as Mick Kupchak has said that this might be Kobe's last year with the Lakers.
Thank God. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Whatever.
I don't know about. I mean, superstar. That's a bit much.
Hey, according to whatever statistics that they did. He had the highest potential chance to be a superstar out of the entire draft class. So
number 2, D'Angelo Russell.
Yep, D'Angelo Russell.
15%. He had the 15% to be a superstar, which is the highest out of
everyone. How are they? I'm curious to know how they're breaking these days.
But he has the highest.
It's just a guy sitting behind a computer being like,
right.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
15.
Oh my gosh, this matches up too. Oh goodness, he's gonna be a superstar.
Oh, he has the highest bust chance too with 41%.
Whatever.
High risk, high reward.
15 is greater than 40.
Yeah, math.
Not our best subject. Now there's a little bit of intrigue behind that pick because you would have thought the Lakers would have taken Okafor.
Yeah, get a solid big man.
Potential trade rumors with DeMarcus Cousins. Maybe do you think that had anything to do with swinging their pick?
I think it did. As of today, we found out that Vivek Ranadive gave DeMarcus Cousins' agent free rein to talk to the Lakers about a potential trade, which goes contrary to a lot of the reports that Vivek had no desire at all to trade Cousins, and Vlade Divac doesn't want to trade Cousins as well, but seeing as the Lakers actually did talk directly to Cousins' agent, you would have figured that factored into their decision not to draft a big man, even if a lot of people said that Okafor should have been that second pick. If even the Timberwolves could have picked him and no one really would have scoffed at it. So, I mean, getting a nice guard.
I don't know. I feel like they picked a point guard, especially because it's the West. The West is a point guard-oriented division or division conference. Everyone, you have to have a good backcourt. I don't think they picked him because I would assume they'll probably get a big man. I don't know if it will be DeMarcus or LaMarcus Aldridge or
both.
Kevin Love.
We're getting both.
Probably, maybe not either.
Well, and
let's
DeAndre
hope
Jordan.
not either. Let's hope they
DeAndre
get nobody. You guys can have Rondo. I'll give you Rondo. No one else.
Right. But I think
that pick, that pick, that makes me
yeah.
happier than
that's a good point. That
anything
means no
else.
No Rondo.
We don't get Rondo.
But I think that's why they picked more D'Angelo Russell, instead of a big guy, because it's a point guard oriented conference. The West is filled with guards, so I think they had to pick.
I think the Warriors showed
big
that
on,
you could.
Jordan Clarkson.
I mean, Jordan Clarkson's good. He's not a superstar.
In the West, you need a superstar guard.
And hopefully this is going to be the Lakers' highest pick for the next decade. So, I mean...
They'll be back next year.
Well...
I don't necessarily know if you need a superstar point guard. I think it helps, but the Rockets don't really have a superstar point guard.
That's a problem.
Yeah, but
the Grizzlies
the Rockets aren't going to win.
See, that's another... that might be why they lost.
The Grizzlies have Mike Conley. Mike Conley's...
He's a star.
He's
a star.
I mean, he's always underrated.
He is underrated. He's good. But number 3... Jahlil Okafor, which was surprising because the Sixers have a lot of bigs.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Sixers held true to that. You draft the best player on your board, and
figure it out.
If Jahlil wasn't 2, I mean, he was at least 3. So they got him at where they would have had him.
I'm pretty mad that they got him because I want the Sixers to fail. I want their whole experiment to fail. The
whole tanking.
I absolutely hate it. It to me it epitomizes everything I hate about basketball. Is what the Sixers are doing. I think it's disgusting the way they're purposely losing. I can understand tanking for a year or 2 at the most, where you tank, you know your team's not very good, you're going to trade some pieces away, you're going to drop down so you can get a good pick. But to consistently tank this many years in a row this badly, it's a disgrace to basketball.
They've traded away talent like Thaddeus Young.
Their goal basically is to stay at the bottom until they get like the perfect superstar draft pick who turns it around.
I mean,
who knows?
The Pelicans will tell you it's easy, but when they got Anthony Davis, but I mean, he comes around once in a decade.
Yeah,
it'll just more interesting with Joel Embiid and Nerlens already there. Who they're going to really focus on? I think it'll be Jahlil Okafor. I think they'll keep Nerlens. So it'll be interesting.
I did read a report about Embiid. Apparently, he feels fine. They did an X-ray, and there's still something wrong with the foot. They're very confused because they don't know what's going on.
It's going to be a nagging thing. Those 7-foot plus guys, especially Embiid, he bloated up to like 350, or it's like some ridiculous amount of weight that he was nowhere near. I mean, that foot is always going to be nagging, throughout his entire career. It just doesn't go away.
It'll be interesting what they do. Number 4, Kristaps Porzingis.
Nice, good pronunciation.
Thank you. Power forward for the Knicks.
We already know what Carmelo Anthony thinks of that pick, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, reports say that he called Tim Hardaway Jr. to vent about how dissatisfied he was with this pick.
Well, and then today you hear that he puts out a press release or whatever that he's excited to see what Kristaps can do.
I mean, he's got to stay face, so that's a good that's a PR move.
Yeah,
and
he's not happy though.
I'd be upset.
I would be. I mean, he was supposed to go as one of the top players. He moved up a lot of people's draft boards really quickly with his off season and his workouts and stuff like that. But I don't know.
I think I like the pick. I think he needs to get bigger though. I mean,
he's what? Yeah, 227.
He needs to get bigger. But I like it. None of the Knicks fans liked it.
I know. I saw all the fans were doing. They kept showing this little kid who was doing like selfies, and he was like
crying.
No, he's like crying and stuff.
I'd be
like,
upset.
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
No,
everyone.
It's not the pretty pick, but I mean,
I think he'll be solid.
Yeah, apparently Phil Jackson thought he was the best, and that's why they chose him.
I mean, it's Phil Jackson there. I think he'll be solid. I think it was
I think
a decent pick.
Now his player comparison, which these are usually pretty off,
yeah.
but I actually kind of like this one. They said Andrea Bargnani is his.
Well, I hope not.
Boom, and
right.
The Knicks
but
already have
think about this.
Why
though.
do they need it?
Think about Andrea Bargnani. Let's say he doesn't have all those injuries. He was actually really, really good at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He was.
And that's why he's making
big
like
score,
15 million.
big time. He was big, and then just the injury after injury after injury after injury just completely derailed his career.
Well, and
so you got to hope that maybe if he's not as injury prone as Andrea Bargnani, maybe he could have the potential that Andrea Bargnani had before all the injuries just took him out.
Kristaps does spread out the floor a little bit. He can shoot the three. He can shoot a couple jumpers. He's not going to beat you in the post, especially with his size. But if he gains a couple pounds, hopefully he will. Maybe like 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe he will. But it'll be interesting. Number 5 for the Orlando Magic, Mario Hezonja.
Some say the Kobe of Europe.
Barcelona played where? Barcelona, right?
Yeah, he played for FC Barcelona, and by the comparison to Kobe, not in the fact that they play similarly, but because he's apparently a huge dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, I'm sad to say, but if you're a big dick, you actually can be a pretty good NBA player because a lot of them are. So,
I mean, sometimes you gotta take it.
I guess
you gotta take instead of earning it. You just take. If you hold the ball long enough, you'll put up numbers, and that makes you a good NBA player according to today's standards.
I mean, they needed a score, so it'll be interesting for Orlando.
But you look at what are they going to do with that backcourt now with Peyton.
Well, Alfred can't score. So.
Yeah, Alfred
that's a problem.
Couldn't score to save his life.
That's true.
He's another one of those point guards that
he just
can't shoot the ball.
So maybe they'll just dump it off to Mario every time. I don't know. It'll be interesting what Orlando does. Orlando's kind of a mess too right now, though. I think they'll be in the lottery for a couple years to come.
Yeah.
Number 6, though,
Ooh.
with the best pick in the draft,
Mr. Inconvenient.
The Sacramento Kings, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Stein.
So I love it. I said on the last podcast I could see them drafting Willie Cauley-Stein. I think this is a good pick. He's not a great offensive player. He's more just of a defensive player. Comparison to DeAndre Jordan, Tyson Chandler, Joakim Noah. But I mean, if he develops into that,
those are all really good players. So
I'm all right with that.
You need that defensive presence that can be there for years to come. That rim protector. Most of the good playoff teams have one.
It's hard to find that too,
especially if they hold on to DeMarcus. Having them play alongside each other. I mean, you guys have been playing with Jason Thompson for what seems like about a million years. So, I mean, being able to push JT to the bench, if not off the roster, and putting in a rim protector might serve you guys pretty well. Because, I mean, you guys have a decent roster built already, and adding a rim protector to that might make a big difference.
I'm stoked because I've been saying this for years. But I think DeMarcus would be better at the 4 than the center. You don't take that beating that the centers take. You have more room to operate. You get a guy who's not as big guarding you, more space. You look at the way LaMarcus Aldridge switched from the center position to the power forward position for the Blazers. Robin Lopez came in, took that punishment down low. LaMarcus started having the best years of his career after he moved to the 4. So I'm hoping that this means they're going to move DeMarcus to the 4 and have Willie play the 5. DeMarcus takes less punishment, has more space to work. Because I think DeMarcus is actually a pretty good passer. He makes some wild ones every now and then.
He's a pretty good passer, though.
I think this is big time. This is going to help DeMarcus a lot. Just not having to take that huge punishment down low all the time.
I agree. I think this is solid. They need a defensive player because DeMarcus isn't the best rim protector. And Willie Cauley-Stein is super athletic. So I do like that. I hope he's able to work on his scoring a little bit in the offseason. He's not the best scorer, so I hope he just works on that and develops into at least putting up a couple points every night.
At least 2.
Maybe averaging. Well, if he could average like a double.
The nice part too is he's really athletic, and the way George Karl wants to run, that's going to really suit his game in terms of running the floor, dunking.
Fast breaks.
He has that athleticism.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll see him running the floor a lot.
And hopefully all this talk doesn't go to waste by the Kings trading away DeMarcus, unless it's to the Lakers, of course.
Well,
we'll cover that in a little bit.
Number 7 to the Denver Nuggets, Emmanuel Mudiay. Now
let me tell you right now, he's like I think this is my favorite pick
Really?
I really think he's going to be good.
Right.
There's just I've seen the highlights of him and watched him, and I know there's not a ton of tape to go on because he was injured while in China. He only played 12 games.
18 points in those 12 games though per game.
Mm-hmm. But there's something about the first time I watched him play, I was just like, there's something about his game, like the flow and the way like his body movements in the game. Like I just immediately like fell in love with. I was like, I love the way he like moves. I love the way he gets to the basket. There's something like there's a smoothness and this.
Well, and he was a top recruit out of high school. So I mean, aside from him being injured, he's been good for a long time, and people have known about him. He wouldn't play 12 games and get drafted number 7 for no reason.
I'm sure because I know some teams just passed on him because there wasn't enough tape on him. There wasn't enough video. And
yeah.
So, like,
I mean, Moutier could potentially be more impactful than D'Angelo Russell.
I'm calling it right now.
But
Emmanuel Moutier is going to be a star.
It'll be interesting.
He's got to work on the shooting.
Yeah.
But he's got the size, the athleticism to play point guard. I just I love the way he moves and he plays.
He is a big
star.
point. It'll be interesting.
Emmanuel Moutier. I'm calling it right now. Star.
Well, the bigger news with him going to Denver is that he's a point guard, and what are they going to do with Ty Lawson?
According to Ty Lawson, watching the draft, he's going to be shipped to Sacramento sometime soon.
Hopefully. So we'll see what Ty Lawson does if he's going to go to Sacramento. Or I mean, they'll figure it out in the offseason, but that'll be interesting what they do with Ty Lawson.
Yeah.
But number 8, the Detroit Pistons, Stanley Johnson, small forward. What do you think?
He's a good athlete. He runs the floor pretty well, but I don't think he's going to be as impactful as the Pistons might want. They already have good guards, and if they can hang on to him in free agency, a good front court. But I don't know. I don't really see him. Who played
small forward for the Pistons last year? Anyone remember?
Good question.
I know it was. I don't think they really had a small forward. I don't know, but he obviously is a small forward position, which is a position of need for them.
Yeah,
they don't have, so they drafted a position of need. Solid defender. He's got a lot of upside. I know that they say that he's one of those players that can contribute right away, not so much of a project as other guys are.
Yeah,
so that'll be beneficial.
I mean, I know
the Pistons want to win now.
I'm looking at it now. Tayshaun Prince,
right? How old is Tayshaun Prince?
Right.
How good is Tayshaun Prince too?
He's one of those coach players.
Yeah. I mean, he was a veteran. I'm sure he helped coach up Greg Monroe and Andre Drummond and some young guys. But
Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah, Tayshaun Prince.
He's a coach player. He's like Luke Ridnour.
Right, going over.
You don't play him. He's like the coach. You get him as a player, but he's like just an extra coach.
I thought it was interesting more that Stanley Johnson. I think he'll do fine, but that they pass Justice Winslow. And they skip on Justice Winslow.
Yeah, I mean, I would have picked Justice Winslow in a heartbeat over.
He could be one of the more offensive impacting players in this whole draft.
Yeah, he could very well be one of the best players just in general out of the draft.
I heard Coach K called him Dwayne Wade. I believe
he could.
But everyone's coach calls them something,
too,
right?
Though. But I was surprised. Yeah, if you pick the same position as small forward and you skip it on Justice Winslow to pick Stanley Johnson, you better hope that he does good because that'll be a big
GM might be on the hot seat if Justice Winslow ends up averaging like 15 points this season.
Well, apparently the Celtics were trying to trade up to get him in the draft.
They were going to give like 6 picks as well as like including their pick in the first round.
Yeah. To the Hornets, Charlotte,
because they wanted him.
They wanted Justice Winslow, so we'll see what Justice Winslow.
Okay, Justice Winslow.
Number 9,
impress us.
Number 9, the Charlotte Hornets, Frank Kaminsky.
Frank the Tank.
I think
we have someone's in love.
I think this was a solid pick by Michael Jordan. I think
wait, hold on. You just used a solid pick by Michael Jordan in the same sentence. I don't know.
That doesn't really.
You usually can't do that.
Hey, they're coming back. The Hornets are gonna be raw. I think Frank Kaminsky was a solid pick. He's gonna be your next Dirk for the next 20 years. Maybe not this year.
For 20 years?
Yeah, he's gonna be in the
league.
He's
gonna play for 20 years.
He's gonna. How old's Dirk?
Dirk's
like.
Dirk's been playing for like 16
went all 4 years though. Never mind. He'll be in like the league for like 10. 10
yeah, I mean he was the senior out of the group.
Frank's comparison player is.
Who's that?
You want to know?
Oh wait! Don't tell. I don't remember now. Never mind.
If it's not Dirk, I don't know.
Kelly Olynyk.
Well,
why is it Kelly?
If I'm Kevin Love, I'm looking out.
Why would it be Kelly?
Well, apparently that was able to shoot when he was at Gonzaga.
Right. I think
forgot how to shoot when he went to the NBA.
Nowitzki, dude, that's like the same
perfect. I think Kaminsky's a pretty good fundamental player. So he'll be a strong player for like Giuseppe said, a while. Even if he's not a star, he'll be able to be.
He'll be a star.
He'll be able to at least be on the roster for a while.
You got Frank.
I'm calling Frank.
You calling Frank?
Willie Cauley-Stein will be solid too, but I'm calling Frank that. A lot of people, I think, saw him underrated. I think they underrated him. I think.
So who would you compare him to then?
Dirk.
You compare him to Dirk?
Not this next year. I'm not going to say he's going to pull out Dirk next year, but in the next couple years, I think he's going to be putting up Dirk numbers.
Oh, all right.
What?
Hey,
he can shoot that mid-range jumper.
Frank the Tank.
He has that. Little...
That was a pretty sweet jacket with the tanks on the inseams. That was pretty sweet.
He has a pretty solid jump shot, stretch 4. I think he can get in the low post and hit that fadeaway jumper a couple times, just like Dirk.
Yeah, I mean, if they can play him as a stretch 4 and not stick him under the hoop at 5.
Oh, I don't think they will. I think they'll play him at the 4.
Yeah. So I mean,
you know what you're getting because he played all 4 years in college.
Oh, and the first 2 years he was garbage. He didn't really play the first.
Didn't play much.
So
a little bit of a late bloomer.
Yeah.
But
and I think
you know what you're
blooming.
Getting. You know,
he's still blooming, Frank.
He's blooming.
Number 10, which might be the biggest really steal of this whole draft. At number 10, Justice Winslow, small forward for the Miami Heat. I mean, at number 10, a lot of people thought Justice Winslow was going top 5. So at number 10, I feel like the Miami Heat are pretty ecstatic.
Yeah, the Heat really didn't have to do anything. They sat there and watched him fall all the way to 10.
That's like Tim said. That's perfect for them. I mean, Luol Deng might not re-sign him. Yeah, Dwayne Wade's questionable. I mean, this could be your next scorer.
Even if Dwayne Wade plays for the Heat this next season, I think he'll play at most 2 out of every 3 games.
Yeah.
If the Heat are smart and in the playoff hunt.
And I mean,
Justice Winslow, so
Justice Winslow is a flat-out scorer. That's what he does. I mean, that's what he is. So it'll be interesting what they do with him. But that's your top 10 draft picks. We really don't want to go through
there are more. Well, yeah. Well, I guess one other interesting note that you could mention is the Celtics drafting Terry Rozier.
Oh, yeah.
They have a lot of point guards now.
Yep.
Well, Terry Rozier, and then in the second round, they also draft Marcus Thornton, which that is a player in the NBA, but there's another one named Marcus Thornton. And they draft him, who is also a point guard. So I'm pretty sure they have like 7 guards on their team right now.
What is Danny Ainge cooking up? What is he thinking about right now? He's got all these point guards. He's got all these draft picks.
What he heard a news flash that was like the Warriors won with small ball, and he's like, "All right, we're taking it real."
Right. They're about to play Isaiah.
He's gonna start 1 through 5. Nobody above 6'4".
Right. We'll see what they do. I mean. They have to trade some. I don't know. We'll see what Boston does.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have a good head coach, but bad players. So we'll see what they can do.
We'll see. But let's talk a little Sacramento Kings basketball.
Yeah, let's do it. Obviously, we talked about Willie Cauley-Stein, them drafting Willie. We talked about the controversy in terms of the Lakers, why they maybe selected D'Angelo Russell instead of Jahlil Okafor. Mm-hmm. Right now, things are a little bit of a mess in Sacramento. We're used to it.
A little bit of a mess is kind of
we're used to put it. Let's just say that we've been around this. We've been in this rodeo.
Yeah, I mean, times before. You guys have a stadium being built. That's about. I mean, as much as you guys can look forward to.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see what happens with them.
I mean, that's the bright side. There's the bright side. The bright side is the stadium. We have this beautiful stadium.
Either way,
downtown.
We're getting that stadium.
No matter what, you guys will play in that stadium.
Anything happens, we get that stadium. Might not even have the same roster
in the future, maybe an all-star game, right?
Upsetting though, because weren't you guys in the hunt for the 2017 All-Star game?
2019.
2019.
Has that been decided yet?
No. 2017 was just given to the Hornets.
Yeah, to Hornets. To the Hornets. 2019, hopefully Sacramento gets the All-Star weekend, so that'd be...
Giuseppe saving up.
I'm saving up. I'm going. I'm gonna put down $5,000 on that.
Absolutely, I put my blood, sweat, and tears in the Sacramento Kings. I worked.
I
used to work for them. For those of you who don't know, I used to be in ticket sales for the Kings.
Was a little bit of a, if I remember correctly, a bitter severance though.
Yes, I was fired, but I enjoyed my time there. It was amazing. I absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. It was incredible. Anyway, I don't want to bring up those feelings.
I'm sorry. We understand too.
But I also was involved with Crown Downtown, which is an organization led by Mike Tavares, a friend of mine, who we would go to city council. He helped organize all of it. Shout out to you, Mike. Great, amazing job. You're a huge. Mike's one of those people that you hear about, like Carmichael Dave. You hear about the big names who help keep the team in Sacramento. Uh-huh. You don't hear Mike Tavares' name, but he worked his butt off day and night to get Crown Downtown together, possible to make all those things happen, all those events happen. He's one of those people that's under the radar that you don't realize how much he contributed. Yeah. So,
well, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
It's a big reason why he's.
Shut up, Brian.
It's a big reason why the Kings are in Sacramento. Without him,
I'm sure you're a great guy, but
yeah.
But with our front office being so ridiculous right now, maybe Vivek considering firing George Karl because of the whole instance with DeMarcus Cousins, that George Karl wanting to trade DeMarcus Cousins. So,
but then you got Vivek saying apparently that DeMarcus' agent could talk to the Lakers. How does the GM?
We don't really know what's true and what's not.
I think that's a big deal. We don't know what's true and what's not.
That's hard because the management's saying one thing, we have the media saying the other. Who's really doing what? I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
I really don't think they're going to trade him. It's just not going to happen.
No, if they did, they'd be really dumb.
Well, they have
because I don't think anyone's going to give up enough for him.
We have a superstar. DeMarcus Cousins is a superstar.
Yeah,
he may be a superstar. Doesn't maybe have.
Well, but is he a
but he's a superstar.
Yeah, but is he?
You don't trade superstars.
Is he a Kevin Love, Chris Bosh though? Where if he went to a better team, his numbers would drop quite a bit, and from a 24-12 guy to maybe a 18-11-10.
I don't know. I mean, it would depend.
That's a good question.
Did you guys like the George Karl side of it, that he wanted to trade DeMarcus Cousins, or would you rather keep DeMarcus Cousins?
I think you keep DeMarcus. Like I said, you have a superstar.
Well, Brian.
If they want to give him to the Lakers for Jordan Clarkson,
no.
Why trade for more draft picks or okay players?
Because when
you have a superstar,
if you have a superstar, you build around that player. You don't be like, well, we can trade him and get other things that we might be able to. No, and
we have him for 3 more years.
And they're saying DeMarcus because for Kenneth Faried and Ty Lawson, would you want that or would you rather keep DeMarcus?
I think I'd rather have DeMarcus.
I'd be honest. I think I would too. George Karl wants just Denver to come over here and play for us. I don't want the Denver team because they're not that
Why doesn't he just coach Denver?
I don't understand. Go back to Denver, right?
Why did you come here?
We'll fire you. I don't care. We'll take Tom Thibodeau.
That might be the best.
Just go back to Denver.
That might be the best career decision he ever makes, though, because if he gets fired before the season even starts,
he's making big.
Imagine how much money he made for literally doing nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
This is what I was afraid of. Because with our management being so young and new, Vivek's a new owner, we've got new GMs who are their first time being GMs. We've got there's a lot of new people, fresh people. Mm-hmm. You hire a guy like George Karl, he's been in the league quite a number of years. He knows what he's doing. And so I was afraid that Karl might try and
take over,
push, force the hand, kind of take over. I know what I'm doing, you don't. This is what we're doing. I think that's kind of what happened. He's trying to take over.
Yeah, he's seen his fair share of young bloods to be able to manipulate to do what he wants. And
that's what I was afraid of.
And apparently that's to make a roster that's not as strong as the one he had already.
Right.
So.
But I'm kind of
okay. If you don't have a strong ownership that's willing to say no, like no, George Karl, we're not doing that.
Well,
no, George.
Yeah. So
you got to be able to say no.
And I'm okay with.
He said no, but then maybe yes. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I'm okay with Vivek being like, hey, we're not trading DeMarcus. I'll fire you.
I just wish that they would. I wish they would just be consistent though.
They need
we're not trading DeMarcus. Well, okay, I guess you can talk with their agent to see if there's something.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Like, just be consistent.
With Vladdy saying,
are you trading him or are you not?
Well, and see, that's the weird thing with the report that came out is he didn't say like we as a organization will talk to the Lakers about a trade. It's hey, DeMarcus's agent. Yeah, you can go talk to him. It's like what what do you expect to get accomplished at that point? Because if no one in the organization wants to trade, why would you allow your star player to talk to another team?
Maybe they're just looking at options. Maybe like, hey, if somebody gives us with like a ridiculous deal, maybe we'll do it.
But what is the agent? I mean, the agent doesn't care about the Kings if DeMarcus isn't on it.
I have no idea.
What kind of message are we sending to DeMarcus? Do we want you or do we not?
That's the problem.
Let's show him that we want him here.
If troubles keep like happening, problems keep going on, DeMarcus has 3 years on his contract. George Karl has 3 years on his contract. That time comes, you have to pick one because George Karl and DeMarcus are butting heads. Who do you pick?
If they're both,
I pick DeMarcus.
If they're,
pick?
Does DeMarcus choose Sacramento though?
Exactly.
But I mean, if they're still there in 3 years, they figured it out. They have to I mean, unless the Kings are in for another 3 years of pain and agony, they will have figured it out.
I think they'll make a couple moves, but I think DeMarcus stays here. Sacramento. He's a king. DeMarcus Cousins.
Unfortunately, in today's day and age, superstars have more power than the coaches do. If a superstar wants their coach gone, they'll get rid of the coach. That's just how it is nowadays. The players have the power, not the coaches. So they're going to choose. I mean,
the players make the money. The coaches don't make the money. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that they can just sit together, the both of them, hash it out,
them and the owner,
and just realize, hey, we're in it for the next 3 years.
Yeah. Throw Darren Collison into that meeting.
Let's
Rudy Gay in
throw the whole
let's make it happen.
Rudy might be gone. That's the one they're saying.
And then the day after the whole thing blew up, then they're like, yeah, but we're willing to trade Rudy Gay though. So
they're saying they're willing to trade Rudy. What? Looking at Rondo, I'm not okay with that. Rudy for Rondo, don't do that.
Yeah, sounds great for me.
That either.
Yeah, don't do that. But really, I think DeMarcus will stay. I think we'll be solid this upcoming year with Willie. Hopefully, get us a couple.
Well, that pick right there, I think, tells you we're sticking with DeMarcus because DeMarcus had said that he wants Willie Cauley-Stein when asked who they would want to draft. So they drafted who he wanted. Another Kentucky player.
Yeah.
When they could have drafted a number of other people. I mean, this was one of the deepest drafts that I've seen in a long time. Maybe even since when everything settles down in 5 or 6 years, it might even be something reminiscent of the 2005 draft with Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Carmelo.
It'll be I think this is a solid draft that we've seen in the past couple of years. It's probably one of the better drafts. But you're right. I think getting Willie Cauley-Stein, playing the 5 and moving DeMarcus at the 4, it's showing DeMarcus that we want him here. So hopefully they tell him we want him
Hopefully he wants to be here. Because I don't know how much of it is Carl doesn't want him here and he wants to stay, or how much of it he doesn't want to be here. Yeah. I'm not sure what the percentage would be in terms of. Mm-hmm. So let's just hope they can be men, sit down, talk it out, hash it out, and say, hey, let's do our best. Let's make it happen. Let's work out our differences.
Sacramento all day.
And so hopefully our management can get it together and keep a stable positions and not just be yes men to the owner.
Yeah. In other news, the Women's FIFA World Cup, though.
Oh, yeah. Watched that yesterday. USA won 1-0.
Without two of their best players.
Right. Yeah. 2 of their best players were out, I believe, with yellow cards or too many yellow cards. No? Is that right?
I have no idea. You were the one that watched the game.
That is true.
They're gonna end up playing US. It'll be the US against Germany.
In the semis.
In the semis. That'll be interesting. I would assume the US is playing super strong right now. They have a strong team.
I noticed some stats that they were like first in goals, first in touches, first in percentage.
This team right now is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they've been good for a long time.
We should have won the World Cup last time.
Yeah.
We should have won it. We lost to Japan in the finals.
In penalties. Yeah.
Should have won.
We should have played them. So I think they want it. I mean, I think they have 2. I think this will be the 3rd one.
Yeah.
And
it's only a shame that the men can't compete at the same
level. Exactly what I was thinking. So man, if only our men's team could be this good.
Still for our nation, America.
But hey, it's so good, yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched though on Sunday night after Celebrity Family Feud. There was a special event that came on. I don't know if you want to talk about that, Tim.
BattleBots.
BattleBots.
They're bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
The show originally aired in the early 2000s, and it was ended. They just brought it back.
Great childhood pastime for I think most kids that grew up in the early 2000s, late 90s.
You can find it on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube. So if you want to watch the last episode, go on YouTube, watch it. Loved it. Big fan of Ice Wave.
Ice Wave all day. He was awesome.
Ice Wave killed it.
He was good. I think they're Saturday nights. If you guys want to watch it, it's pretty great. BattleBots.
They're 3-minute rounds where they have the two BattleBots just go at it. You know, one of the bots had like extra pieces that like would come off and hover around and like would shoot fire.
Oh, that was so sweet.
That was pretty cool.
Get blown up. It's pretty cool. It's pretty funny. And it's pretty crazy though what people can make, though.
I think the funnest part about it was because it's almost hard for me to take it seriously.
Yeah, it is.
They made so many like puns and stuff.
Yeah, like it's really corny. Corny.
I was absolutely dying.
Yeah, but if you're gonna watch it, they either got to go super serious or just
corny.
Pure
it's
amusement.
super corny.
Like I think one of the first lines he was like, all right, like this machine here, you know, they put in their blood, sweat, and gears. And this machine.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty
I was
great.
like, yes, please.
It's pretty great.
And less important news to these guys, apparently they pushed me to behind BattleBots.
Oh yeah.
We got a couple baseball.
Well, BattleBots is obviously more
BattleBots
interesting
is pretty
than
crazy
baseball.
right now.
Yeah.
BattleBots is growing. I mean,
it's not quite
sports.
the multi-billion-dollar business, but it's
not there yet.
It's gonna get up there
not
soon.
Yet.
In baseball news, there's a couple things that have been of note in the MLB in the past week, really. Or a couple weeks. Max Scherzer almost threw a perfect game, got a no-hitter, lost it on a hit batter in the ninth inning.
Did he get the no-hitter at least?
Yeah, he got the no-hitter.
Nice.
But he leaned into it to get hit.
Yeah, it wasn't quite controversial,
what?
and it wasn't.
Yeah, he leaned in.
He didn't move, but he turned his body. It looked weird. He definitely didn't try and get out of the way.
But Scherzer said they asked him after the game. He's like, "Do you have anything to say about the lean?" And he's like, "I would have done the same thing."
Yeah, no, and
I was actually honestly just thinking that in my head. I was like, I'd probably do the same because I wouldn't want somebody to get a perfect game.
He's the type of guy that knows when if he misses a pitch, he's gonna blame himself. Like if he could have leaned into the ball and gotten hit by it, then that means Scherzer missed, and he'll own up to it. So I mean, losing a perfect game on it sucks, but he still got the no-hitter. But he also threw 16 consecutive innings of no-hit ball, which is ridiculous.
Am I the one who's thinking that? I'm at those two games. I'm like, oh, what?
No, you're not.
Well, hey, he gave you in the start before the potential perfect game. He threw a one-hitter, so there you go. They're a complete game one-hitter. So
if I'm going to a baseball game, I want to see at least like can I get at least 5-4? Can I get at least 5-4?
Eric got it like a 13-2,
16-2.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was
there you go.
The Padres.
You need some excitement. You know?
The A's lit it up in like the 8th inning, scored I think maybe 9 runs.
It was crazy. Everyone was just freaking double home runs. It was freaking everything.
And then the other note that I had for the MLB, in this news I think was either today or yesterday. Kind of harks back onto the previous segment that I did about baseball and the home runs being hit. Giancarlo Stanton is out for a month, potentially 2 to 3 weeks, but more likely upwards of a month with a broken hand. And that's unfortunate in the entertainment sense because he was on pace for 56 home runs, and no one has been on that pace since I think 2008 or so. So it disappointing in the sense that we might not see someone get up there. There are a couple people. Albert Pujols has been on a tear as of late, hitting something like 12 home runs and 30 RBIs in a span of like 20 games or something like that. So I mean, there are guys that are streaking pretty good and could get up there in home runs.
Blood, sweat, and gears into that game.
You're so dumb. But yeah, I mean that's all the baseball things that they'll let me talk about.
That's enough for me. I was already kind of like losing it. Like,
Tim started falling asleep. Giuseppe was laughing.
And that's our E.A.T.S podcast. Comment if you want us to talk about anything in specific.
Yeah,
we'll
watch.
teams.
We will watch any sporting events.
Any golf,
wrestling. You want us to watch that? We'll watch it.
If you guys are huge fans of like
cricket,
the Milwaukee Bucks, we'll get in deep with the Milwaukee Bucks.
You guys got Grievous Vasquez.
Ooh, But I mean, we're gonna be talking about fantasy football soon. Also,
that's gonna be about 90% of what we talk about because I know that's where I
can't wait for our league to start.
So send us your picks. Send us what you think once that starts. Send us who you like in the draft and everything, and in this upcoming season. But other than that, that is our E.A.T.S podcast, and you.
Thanks for listening, guys.